Allez, messieurs, dames, c'est parti.
Hello,
Bonjour.
Universe. We're so happy to have you back here in our living room.
Nice living room you got. It's bigger than mine.
I live here. It's my bedroom. Welcome, everybody. We have a fantastic show for you today. This is one of our monthly community streams, which we've kicked off just a few months ago. With each one, we're getting better, learning more things, adding new stuff. And today we have a whole smorgasbord of devs that you're going to...
C'est vraiment une des meilleures choses qu'ils aient fait récemment, ce dev stream là, mensuel.
Which is part of the purpose here, is for you to meet our team and not just hear from us. But a lot to talk about. We've got Grimoire.
We've got a lot of things. There's a little thing happening with the game next week.
Yeah, we've got a PTB coming next week for our next chapter. It'll be on Tuesday.
Et le son là, et
a lot of this show is going to be what you're going to see in that PTB. We've seen, some of you have already seen some of our teasers out on social, so you've already got a bit of the vibe to expect this new chapter. We are psyched.
Yeah.
So very first, we're just going to go through some very quick news, and then we're going to get to all that content. So get comfy.
Go.
Yeah. As mentioned, PTB's next Tuesday. We've got something much more specific going on with Wraith.
We're monitoring a situation right now with the Wraith's add-on Soot and with Turn Back the Clock perk. So we will have one of the designers on with us a little bit later that we might be able to get a bit more information about that. But it's not something that is technically a bug because it's an intended add-on. This is a legacy add-on from 10 years ago, but the interaction wasn't quite intended. So we're going to look at what to do with that action, whether we...
Elle parle de remonter le temps, la compétence de Vecna sur le spectre avec l'accessoire Suis, qui fait en sorte que ça le révèle, vous savez, on en a parlé là.
Keep it, whether we adapt it and things like that, because we can see players have had a lot of fun with it.
I think your audio might be having issues there, Mandy.
Oh no.
It might be your mic. Your mic is down into your sweatshirt.
Okay, hang on. This is what we do live.
Thanks, y'all.
Production are yelling at me right now, I'm sure.
I'll let Mandy give that update again once her mic's fit. Oh,
how's that?
Good. How are we sounding, everybody?
I haven't got a PC, so I can't see chat.
Oh, it was me? Someone in chat says no, it was
Merci
me,
Chisno pour le soutien de Zinzin, merci beaucoup.
It's fine now. Great. All right. Why don't we talk about Wraith again?
Okay, so Wraith. We have a legacy add-on, which is Serpent Soot, and there's been a strange interaction with Turn Back the Clock, because the perk, you activate a break, you don't actually kick the generator, for example, and it instantly uncloaks the Wraith, which is actually kind of a fun add-on. It's technically not a bug, because it's working as designed, but it's just sort of unintended. So the team is currently monitoring the situation to see what we will do, if anything, about it. So we're going to have a few discussions with the designers while they figure out what they want for that interaction between Soot and Turn Back the Clock.
I have enjoyed turning back the clock, though. It's very satisfying to do that.
It is, isn't it? Especially in Chase, and then you just zap.
We've got currently...
Je pense qu'il devrait garder cette interaction avec remonter le temps et la donne du spectre. Je pense que ça lui donne un truc sans que ce soit exactement trop fort. C'est un truc supplémentaire pour lui, je trouve ça bien.
Two surveys running in the game right now. You can check out in the inbox.
En fait, c'est con, mais ça fait en sorte que le spectre soit un peu plus comment dire, soit un peu plus 2026.
Which we highly recommend you do because we need your feedback.
We do, especially at 2v8. That's going to be the current iteration. So please make sure you've actually played
Coucou
2v8,
Alissa.
played a couple of games, and then given us the feedback on it. And the other one is our general player pulse survey. So that is the one that comes out regularly. And that is a lot of information, and it's a big survey. So please, it's a super important one. Please take it.
And thank you for all who have been doing our surveys. Lots and lots of you are doing it, which is great because we're getting tons of data.
That I'm not supposed to give.
Great.
The killer balancing survey that we had, it broke all our numbers on survey numbers.
We broke survey records?
We broke survey records.
Great.
Our previous CSATs, we broke that.
Turns out
And it was
people
a
have
lot.
opinions on killer balance.
Yeah, it was close to 200,000.
C'est bien ces petits sondages qui mettent... Il y en a un d'ailleurs là.
Really well done. So we're going to be going through all those, and you can expect to see some updates based on those answers. And if I can give an overview of what the answers
Dès qu'il y a une mécanique forte, on n'est jamais content.
Let's see if we can do it.
En fait, si tu veux, c'est un truc auquel tu peux t'attendre avec le spectre de dorénavant, et une fois que tu l'as compris, c'est... Je trouve que c'est contrable, entre guillemets. Une fois que tu sais qu'il l'a...
Next time, maybe. All right. There was a very important fix. If you've been playing 2v8, you've noticed a couple issues.
Yeah, a few crashes.
So the crashes, and there was also Wesker.
Yeah, the Wesker being able to soft lock survivors and forcing them to disconnect.
So those were both addressed yesterday. So if you didn't pop in since then, pop back into 2v8, you're safe. Yeah. And very quickly, you might have noticed, or maybe not, we are underway for the Year of the Horse, which includes an in-game set of quests. And if you haven't noticed our social side of things, we have an additional promo code that will get you more BP and a cool charm. So celebrate the Year of the Horse.
C'est vrai qu'il y a un code à rentrer dans la boutique, je sais pas si vous l'avez vu passer.
And go get that. Blood points for everyone.
Yes,
our favorite horse.
Yes.
Another small thing, but very, very, very exciting for those of us who love this game. We are doing another collab with Balatro. If you're a Balatro fan, you recall from last year or whenever it was, yeah, it was last year, we got DBD card sets in Balatro. And now we've turned the tables, and we've got a Balatro cosmetic coming for the unknown, and you're going to get it starting tomorrow. You got to go to our social channels, get a promo code to do that. So go check out.
Ah, let's go, la tête de l'inconnu pour la collab avec Balatro, pour ceux qui connaissent, qui est un jeu incroyable.
And then last bit of news, this is another really fun one, especially for our
Et ça va être sur l'inconnu du coup.
and northern UK audience. We're going back to HorrorCon Scotland. It's going to be on April 11th, and we are sending both Dork and Omnia. So if you
Ellen dit qu'il doit taper cassé alors qu'avec remonter le temps, il ne fait aucun des deux. Alors c'est pas exactement tourné comme ça, Sync, de mémoire. La donne dit en gros si le spectre endommage un générateur. Remonter le temps, ça endommage un générateur. Si ça annonce un rework du farceur, tu te mets tout nu ou pas? Oh, il m'en faut un peu moins. S'ils annoncent une résolution de bug, je me mets tout nu. Allez.
We're going to start things off with the Grimoire. I'm going to leave, and Omnia is going to join us with our lovely design team people. So give us a quick
Le code, c'est
transition.
quoi?
We'll be right back.
Attendez, je le trouve. C'est ça.
Just if Hello everyone.
Bon, je cache la tête de la dame, mais bon, au bout d'un moment, comment on fait hein. Il y a la case décalée. Il y a de la place sur le canapé là. Décale-toi vers ton collègue là.
Just in case this is your first introduction to the Grimoire, we're going to give you a little bit of a recap of what the Grimoire is. So it's something we kicked off last year. It's our first community-made chapter.
Fais-lui un câlin. Non, fais pas de câlin. Ça va pas ou quoi? On va décaler ici. Je vais mettre ma tête ici. Capturer comme ça. Mais je cache toujours la tête de la dame. C'est bon. Vas-y, elle m'a saoulé. Tant pis. Vous verrez pas sa tête. Voilà. Je vous la montre une fois. C'est bon. Elle ressemble à ça. Vous l'avez en tête maintenant. Allez.
The multiple different aspects of making a chapter, from the broader themes to the finer details, and we're just right now getting into those finer details, which is really fun. And we take all of your votes, and then we work on bringing the vision to life. So that's really exciting. And
le dégène.
we've had the ability to further define the characters that we're going to be bringing to the fog by voting on the killer silhouette and material and the survivor's face and mood board. And we'll continue to refine those, you know.
Ça parle du Grimoire, le DLC communautaire, vous savez. J'arrête pas de vous en parler.
It's going to be very exciting. And on February 27th, so coming very soon. And you'll get to vote on a number of things. We'll do a little reminder at the end. The killer and the survivor's final concept, their names, the killer weapon, and the chapter's name. So all very exciting.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait.
So cool.
It's going to be so exciting. I cannot wait. But I'm not alone here. I'm joined by Jeff and Jay from the design and the art team to give you a little update on, you know, the progress we're making on the Grimoire side of things. So I'm going to pass it on to you, Jeff, to give us some more details about the prototype.
Yes. So, hey everyone, you may or may not know me. If you don't, my name is Jeff. I'm a senior game designer.
My name is Jeff.
Working on Dead by Daylight for many, many years, and I have the opportunity and honor of working on this chapter, which is fantastic. I've been loving seeing the votes and things take shape. It's really been awesome so far. So today I'm going to talk about the prototype.
Si tu veux faire ces gestes, c'est du playback.
Passed Gate 2, which is about expanding and
Je sais
finding
pas que ça à faire. Hein.
And we've just entered what we would call the refinement/polish phase. So, you know, fine-tuning, finding the bounds to make it feel good. And this, of course, goes beyond just the prototype, but this is where we start looking at the numbers and seeing how things feel. So, yeah, the first thing that I will show you is well, like I said, the prototype is progressing nicely. We just passed Gate 2. And then we also had a recent blog post that we shared, which gave you insight on what we've done so far. We've done a few more things since that post, but it gave you a little, you know, behind-the-scenes view of what's happened. So, yeah, let's get into it. The first thing I'll talk about is the Hopeless Exile. So, the Hopeless Exile is the realm where you banish survivors as the killer, and they must face challenges while they're in there. And initially, the way that it worked is that you would be sent there, and it was like a timer, and you could make it go faster, and eventually you would get out. So here's what it looked like. I apologize if it's a bit choppy. This is a GIF which doesn't seem to be loading right now. Maybe if I press again.
I think it's because you said GIF and not GIF. I think that's the reason why.
No.
Salut Créza.
Okay, it's not working. Okay, it's fine. We'll go to the video instead. So, does this work?
Ah. Problème technique.
Okay, perfect. So,
it's working.
It's going to be a little fast, and I'm going to replay it again, but this is what it was basically.
Whoa.
Depleting gauge around the survivor portrait. That was your exile timer, and you could collect these crystals to make it go faster. And once it was over, you would go
c'est trop stylé.
To the entity's realm. So I'm going to go back just so that we don't play the next part. And what we found is, obviously, with prototypes, we do playtests. We do a lot of playtesting internally, externally with the user research team, with our consultants. We get a lot of feedback. And for the Exile, in the first version that we had, the feedback that we got was mostly that it felt too easy and uninteresting as Survivor. Because initially, like even before this version that I just showed, there were no crystals. You were just dodging the pillars of light that you could see in the Exile. And so we added the crystals to give an objective to survivors to, you know, play with. And to make it even more satisfying to collect, we made it give you a haste bonus, so you get like the little speed boost. And that was very well received. Mm-hmm. But even with that, the comments that we got was that something was missing. There was interactivity that was missing. And of course, the level that you see here is not at all final. It's not even the layout that we want. This is really just to be able to test the Exile. So we just like have a flat plane with like these random blocks placed around. It's all work in progress. But yeah,
Force train sur Elden Ring,
that's
grave.
what we did first. And no, it's not clicking. Production, help.
Production is on it. We've got it.
Okay, so anyway, when we were discussing the Exile, the one with the depleting timer, we had a bit of an epiphany where the survivors just didn't feel pressure for being in there. So some of the comments that we got was even that they felt safe and they felt like it was a grace period of some kind.
Merci Muj,
And you
merci
don't
beaucoup
want them
pour
to
les
feel
3 mois.
safe in the hopeless exile.
No, exactly. Like this is the killer is sending you there to punish you, so
Yeah.
you shouldn't feel safe. So what we did, the epiphany that we had is that it has to be like a hook, right? Previously, it counted as a hook state, but it didn't have the risk of being on a hook. So with the current version, which you're seeing at very high speed, because it's a very long video, it's actually like a hook, 1-to-1. So you get sent there, you get your hook, and your hook timer starts draining. And here, if you get hit by the pillars, it actually depletes your hook timer faster. So there's a very high risk of being in there and getting hit. The crystals.
Putain, c'est rigolo, j'aime bien le concept. Je sais pas si vous comprenez tout ce qui se dit, hein, mais j'espère.
But there is something that I wanted to mention, which is initially the killer could go in there, and we removed it because we, felt that
C'est
it
trop mignon,
was
Muj, merci beaucoup.
adding a layer of complexity that was not needed. And of course, complexity and cognitive load is always something that we care about because
Yeah.
we don't want things to be difficult to understand or like start learning or just start playing with. However, we got feedback from our playtesters, both internal and external, that they want to go in there as killer. They want to see it. They want to experience it, which is, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the killer's realm. So, all that to say that we will be exploring the killer going back in there, but it is not set in stone because the killer's kit as it is feels very complete. There's a lot of moving parts already, and it may feel like, again, still that layer that's too much and makes it too complex. So we'll have to see. But all of this is very normal for prototyping. Like in prototypes, we test things quickly, we validate them, we for lack of a better term, we kill things, we take them out, we try them again. It's just like we're
Very fitting for the killer,
Yeah, we're constantly iterating. Like that's the whole point of the prototype.
désolé pour la dame, hein.
Ideas and validate them so that when we start production, we are confident in moving forward and we know that all the work that we're going to do is.
Donc là, il parle de tout le process autour de la création du killer et de son pouvoir et
mention is the artifact.
Ce qui est plutôt cool.
Really quickly, back when you guys voted on the power, you voted for how to stand accumulate was the pain of artifacts. And that was the idea that survivors may try to wield your relics, but they face severe punishment. And a lot of discourse that we saw online was that players didn't seem to like the idea that you would get punished for carrying something. And like the immediate link that was made is that carrying the object will make you gain sin.
C'est passé quoi faire?
I think everyone
Coucou
made that
Adélaïde.
connection, like even internally. However, we know, both internally and our players, that sort of thing can lead to a lot of problems in terms of balancing, because if the stars get punished for carrying something, they're just not going to carry it.
Yeah.
And so it becomes irrelevant because they're not going to interact with it. And then we'd have to find a way to force them to carry it, which arbitrary things like that, they tend to not feel too great from a player perspective. So we went back to the drawing board, and while we were discussing the exile and the hook state and everything like that, we had this idea of integrating the artifact in the exile.
Je suis en train de regarder vite fait, pardon. Je trouve toujours les segments du Grimoire un peu longs pour ce que c'est. On va avancer, d'accord? On va avancer parce que là, probablement, qu'ils vont vous montrer des trucs qu'on a déjà vus. Donc là, ce qui s'est dit jusqu'à maintenant, on va faire comme ça parce que je peux résumer. Le tueur qu'on va avoir avec ce DLC, pour l'instant, ce qui est dit, c'est que c'est un dieu, d'accord? Une espèce de dieu angélique qui peut envoyer les survivants dans un royaume annexe, ce qui s'appelle l'exil. Et dans cet exil, en fait, ça va être une espèce de bulle hors de la map. Et les survivants, ils vont devoir accomplir quelque chose, ça va être un espèce de challenge, une espèce d'épreuve. Et leur idée jusqu'à maintenant, si jamais ils font en sorte si jamais les survivants ont du mal dans cette épreuve, ils vont perdre du temps au niveau de leur crochet. Ils auront moins de temps sur le crochet, vous voyez ce que je veux dire. Ils ont parlé aussi de la façon dont le killer pourrait aller dans ce royaume. Ils expliquent que pour l'instant, le killer a son kit de base qui est plutôt défini et que ça va dans le bon sens. Et là, ils veulent montrer son pouvoir spécial. au tueur, qui est le rayon de la punition, qui est une espèce de rayon laser, on va appeler ça comme ça. Hein. Et du coup, on va voir un petit peu ce que ça donne. Enfin, j'espère.
That it was supposed to do. However, coming back to the feedback, we got consistent feedback both internally and externally from the user research team, which, by the way, if you don't know, you can go to the behavior website to sign up for the playtest squad. You may test a bunch of different things, not specifically the Grimoire, but if you're interested in helping out, you could do that. So user research team with their playtest squad and the consultants, the feedback was consistent that it lacked depth and skill expression. And obviously, when we design a killer power, we want it to feel engaging. And when there's no depth and no skill expression, it ends up kind of falling flat. And that's not great.
No. Well, you want the fun again.
Yes,
you want
yes,
the fun to be a part of it, like you were mentioning.
Yeah. So production. I'm just gonna skip to the video production. Thank you. So I'll show you what it looks like now.
Je crois qu'il y a des petits soucis.
Oh.
Ah, be right back, alors c'est pas... Ok.
Thank you, production, which was the
On
warning
avance.
phase, and you got the blue part.
C'est ça qui est cool quand on regarde un live après coup, c'est que tous les soucis qu'il peut y avoir, bah du coup, on les passe, quoi.
Was the beam. So here you see you're aiming as the killer,
Oh.
and you fire it, which has the expansion, which was the warning
c'est stylé.
phase, and you got the blue part, which is the actual, effect phase. So like I
Wow.
was saying, we got consistent feedback that it lacked depth and skill expression, and this, our players, the people that got to test it, the playtesters, they were very creative in using it. They were using it through gaps. They were using it, over loops, which was cool. But even with all of that, it still didn't meet the criteria or the expectation that they had with a killer power.
Visuellement, c'est cool.
Because it was consistent, we had to pivot. We couldn't just keep going in this direction. And at this point, we challenged our own assumptions, which is, does the beam actually have to come from the killer itself? Because it's very, I think, intuitive to think that a beam that you fire comes from you as the killer, but we challenged that. And so the alternative that we got, and I'm sorry for making this comparison, I apologize, but I have to because it's the easiest way to explain it, is kind of like an orbital laser, right? You're gonna see in the next GIF, this is the current version that we are testing. So you can charge, which has this pillar that forms and starts moving away from you. And as it moves away, you can control it. And then you can fire it as well, which will basically send it flying in a straight line from whatever direction it was going. And it will also increase in speed like twice or 3 times or, 4 times maybe. Who knows?
C'est stylé.
Balancing. But so far with this, it's been super promising. Everyone that's seen it, everyone that's, tested it in the editor, has had very positive comments, and we feel that this is a very strong.
C'est pas moi les effets spéciaux. Hein. Enfin,
Kind of like answering those comments about skill expression and depth, and what I feel personally is that the skill ceiling for this will be very high, right? Because you have to learn when to charge, how to control it, and there's even an element of prediction. It might be a little bit unclear in the GIF or even in the video that I'm going to show after, but it actually goes through objects right now, right?
Okay.
That may not be the case in the final version, but right now we're testing that. And the idea is that when it goes through something, there's a little bit of a slowdown, right? So you can imagine like it erupts through the collision that it's going through.
Yes.
So anyway, we're exploring all this. We've made really good improvements on the controls because the initial version of this had a bit of a problem where eventually it felt like it was more parallel to the center of your screen as opposed to like trying to reach it. And over here, again, maybe a little bit unclear because the GIF is so fast, but it actually tries to catch up to where you're looking. There's like a little line, kind of a string showing that it's going there. And, personally, I think the programmer working on this did a fantastic job at, nailing the controls. Obviously, there's still improvements to be made.
Je dois dire un truc. Je trouve au niveau de la programmation sur DBD, pour avoir connu le jeu dans des périodes anciennes, je trouve que ils font un excellent travail au niveau de la programmation sur le jeu à l'heure actuelle. Ça fait déjà des mois que c'est le cas. Mais les résultats commencent à venir aujourd'hui. Je trouve que la programmation sur le jeu est extrêmement clean. On peut voir par exemple que la dernière grosse mise à jour avec l'ajout de Stranger Things, il y a carrément... Allez, il y a dû y en avoir quelques bugs, mais il y en a très très peu de bugs qui ont été ajoutés avec un aussi gros contenu ajouté. Je trouve qu'ils font un excellent taf à ce niveau-là. Pour avoir connu le jeu où chaque patch foutait le jeu en l'air, je trouve que c'est plutôt sympa de voir que maintenant les ajouts se passent plutôt correctement. Et que dès qu'ils veulent corriger quelque chose, ils le font de manière propre. Je trouve qu'à ce niveau-là, c'est quand même le jour et la nuit par rapport à ce qu'on avait avant. Bon, je vais un petit peu avancer parce qu'il parle du pilier non-stop. Moi, j'ai envie de voir un petit peu plus la suite.
Have more control over the spawning of the hazards and the crystals, or whatever the collectibles end up being. Because right now they're just spawning randomly, and obviously that's not super great. So we're going to look at.
Ouais, je pense qu'ils font un vrai travail au niveau du coding et le jeu, on le ressent, je trouve. Hein. Il paraît moins lourd. Enfin, je sais pas comment expliquer. Le jeu paraît moins lourd qu'avant. Même quand t'es in-game, j'ai l'impression que c'est un peu plus fluide.
Maybe having different tiers of crystals that have more concentrations of hazards around them, so it's more difficult to get them, for example. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm yapping away. We're going to explore all those things. We got
Another
production
question.
has another question, yes, from Iron Quacks. As of right now, can you hold the rate indefinitely? As of right now, no. There is a maximum lifetime to how long you can hold it, and even once you trigger it. So I think right now you can hold it for 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, it goes away. But if you fire it before those 3 seconds are up, it will refresh its lifetime. So it'll go for 3 seconds and then it will disappear again. And you can only have one ray active at a time. But yeah, so I hope you guys are excited. I'm really excited.
Ouais, c'est intéressant comme projet. Hein. Là, le killer, il a l'air incroyable. Hein.
The coolest. Like, it's super dope. So, yeah, that's it. I'm done yapping.
All very exciting. And not yapping at all. We want to know this. We want to hear this.
Bon, attendez, je prends une décision pour le bien de la dame. Voilà, je respecte évidemment les femmes avant tout. Mais là, du coup, je suis... Voilà. On fera pas mieux. Voilà.
It is so interesting to see the process, and
On fera pas
this
mieux.
is the first time that we get to do it, to this extent. So I think that's really, really cool. And before we move on,
Comme
I'll
ça,
also
ouais, sa
mention
tête.
that we'll have more to share on our socials very soon. We gave a progress update, I think.
Mais du coup, je suis
2
sur les...
weeks ago
Oh,
now,
madame,
and
on va devoir crop un tout petit peu. Bougez pas, hein.
Goes into it, all the different steps
Voilà.
it goes through from a lot of different, departments and the work that they do on this chapter. So we'll have more coming very, very soon. Just keep an eye on our social channels. So that was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
And before we, yes, you're gonna you still have the power of the clicker. So we still need you. But we're gonna move on to the art side of things because we've had some votes in January, but we're gonna have another vote coming next week. That's going to be very exciting. So Jay, I'm going to let you take over and tell us a little bit about that.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you so much. So, first I want to say super awesome. I'm super excited to be working on that kit. There's a lot of interesting ideas that are brewing on my head into how to justify that. So that will be really great. Little introduction for people who do not know me. I am Jay. I am the art director on the Grimoire chapter. So I've been working with...
On le dit maintenant. Accent français, ça s'entend, voilà.
All the team basically
Et c'est OK.
All the visual in the votes that were happened. So I'm still ongoing into the team to just to bring more concept and make that evolve essentially. So thank you so much for having me today. So a quick update on the art side is that we are currently working on finalizing the concept for next step.
Respire, monsieur. Il est stressé. Le bébou.
That were voted last time, we're essentially looking on how we're going to explore to mix them together to really create an enticing killer. So, giving an example from the winning material last time, we're looking into how do we going to take the blue flesh material and essentially mix them with the other material, or how are we going to use all these materials together.
Le from, ouais. Le from, il était là. On se le remet parce que on l'a tous fait ça en classe d'anglais. Hein.
Killer. So giving an example from the winning
material
for last
le
time,
from là.
How are we going to take the blue flesh material
oui.
and essentially mix them with the other material, or how are we going to use all these materials together to create something really that will convey the right themes that we want to go for that killer, which are essentially divine and horror. So it was really important for us
Respire, monsieur. Il est si stressé.
Able to showcase the divine elements that players are expecting, but also making sure that the horror of DBD from a killer is still respected in there, that we fit within the story we want to build around that killer, and essentially that we fit with the gameplay also that we want to go for. So it's a lot of collaboration work that we're essentially all discussing together. And
Vous êtes intankable, le chat.
A common goal to make it work with all the different parts of that killer kit. So I'm super excited today to actually share that I have brought a little glimpse of what my team is essentially working on right now.
Les visuels du killer.
We have a little teaser of what will be one of the options to vote for next time. So I think we can look at it right now.
Oh, c'est flou, mais...
Yeah, so it's... We're keeping it mysterious. It's part of the game.
We can see, like, I can recognize the pieces that we voted on.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very cool.
Yeah. I think one thing worth mentioning too is we posted recently about the new roadmap for the votes, and players were asking, they voted on the killer silhouette. They were asking, we voted on the killer material. How is the final concept going to be different? But I think it's also about realizing that we want them to vote on all of these aspects because we want the final killer to be as close as possible to what they want, and really personalizing it. And here, maybe you can also tell us a little bit about what it takes to take those pieces and put them together into a concept.
We went through a certain order to being a bit ambiguous at the beginning so that we get ourselves the freedom to bring more surprises and more creativity.
We love surprises.
Exactly. And I think we really going to have more of these surprises for next time. So I'm really excited to be able to unveil more as we go on.
Personally, I'm very excited to see what all the VFX is going to look like, right? Because now that we have the killer material, we can start exploring how the visuals of the power is going to look. And
absolutely.
I cannot wait. It's going to be so
je pense que ça va être un des killers les plus stylés du jeu, si ce n'est peut-être le killer le plus stylé du jeu. Vu la direction que ça prend, ça va pas être bien compliqué, je pense, à ce que ce soit le truc le plus cool qu'on ait.
Your decision to be heard for this killer because it's going to be pretty exciting.
Absolutely. All right. And now if I jump on the survivor side of things. So thanks to the previous vote that we have, we know what the survivor face will look like now. And the mood board were telling us a bit about our story.
La mamie a gagné d'ailleurs, pour ceux qui n'ont pas suivi.
We're really hard at work currently into taking all these ideas and combining them together to create a new survivor. So right now, we are doing exploration using questions we are asking ourselves, essentially. So like, okay, what sort of story do you want to give that survivor that would be interesting? Or how do you want to shape that survivor to be unique to our game and essentially stand out from the rest of the cast of DBD? So these are all things that we're asking ourselves. We're working in collaboration with every department to making sure that we have something unique and original to offer, essentially. So I'm also excited to say that today I've also brought a little teaser.
A lot of surprises.
Yes. I also brought a teaser for our survivor, so we can have a glimpse of one of the voting options we will have for next time. So as you can see, you recognize the face, right? It's still, we're going to...
Very, very
Elle a une espèce de bandolière là, c'est quoi?
We'll have more to show
Un sac banane.
But I'll say I've loved seeing on socials how much players
un petit collier là, on voit.
Okay. Taken everything they've seen so far, all of the votes, and made it their own. They're already attached to these characters, which is really, really exciting. So you'll get to refine these characters even more next week, which is going to be very, very exciting.
The journey has been so great and so exciting.
The journey.
It's really been super
and we were just talking before how, when we knew the votes were coming, we were like, oh yeah, that one's probably going to come out on top, and then we're like, oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of surprises.
We got surprises. This is for sure really a lot of unexpected surprises there. That's really cool to see.
And it's part of the fun.
Exactly.
It's part of the fun for us too, working on the Grimoire and all the different teams who have to adapt to it too. It's really making something completely unique here. So very exciting. But I think
do we have an extra slide for the next part? Okay, I just want to make sure.
We have an extra slide. We're just going to do a recap of the next votes that are coming because that's very exciting. So next week on February 27th, we have a lot for you to vote on.
Wow, mais attends, mais la semaine prochaine, on doit voter pour tout en fait. Killer Final Concept, Survivor Final Concept, l'arme du killer. Le nom du chapitre, le nom du tueur et le nom du survivant.
We have the killer final.
Après les perks tueurs, les perks survivants. Le killer mori. Oh là 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 là. On va se régaler.
Right here we have the killer weapon, the killer name, the survivor name, and the chapter name. So a lot to vote on. Make sure to vote next week because there's a
On
lot.
va se régaler, messieurs dames.
And we absolutely want to hear what you want to see in the Grimoire.
Bon, on va skip un petit peu. Hein. Faut qu'on avance. Et là, je vois qu'il y a marqué en gros perk updates. Alors c'est quoi ça? Non mais regardez le visuel de la map, pardon, on n'en a pas parlé parce que j'en ai parlé hier en vidéo, mais regardez le visuel de la map, quoi. C'est un truc de fou. C'est incroyable. Allô?
Welcome back.
Salut.
Shout out to everyone that was in that last segment. That was super fun to watch. Super fun to watch chat. Looking into this chat is like looking into the abyss, and everyone sees something different. I saw one lone man saying that Jay looked like Oliver Reed, which like 2 people in the chat will even know that name. He's an actor from the 70s in Great Britain. Cinephiles in chat, 75-year-old cinephiles.
Yeah,
shout out.
I feel old now.
Yeah,
thank you for that.
Yeah. But now, I don't even know if we're even halfway. We have so much to talk about today. We've got a lot. Yes. So I should shut my mouth. So we've brought on 2 more of our devs. You might remember this fellow who earned the nickname Papi Diego last time he was here. This is
Oh
Diego,
putain, quel enfer.
US
C'est vrai.
And Thomas, or Thomas if you want to go the English route, but Thomas if you're bilingual like me, is
La France.
done stuff with us before, but it's been a minute.
Yes,
La France.
I did the Singularity. We did the
Hey.
Singularity where I presented the killer and the perks. I think so.
Yeah.
It was and transmission. I remember that.
So it's been a while. So
Yeah.
welcome back.
Yeah. What else did I do?
It
I
wasn't,
don't remember.
it wasn't supposed to harm the two.
Yeah, wasn't supposed to.
I remember that. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
And Thomas' specialty at this point in time, at least, who knows what you're. I actually do know some of the other stuff you're doing. But for this context, is perks.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And we've got, honestly, a pretty exciting update to perks.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah.
So that's what we brought in.
Attendez, parce que ça m'intéresse par contre.
Obviously, so that's why Diego's here. We also have another.
Quand ils disent perk update, c'est quoi? C'est des mises à jour de compétences ou c'est la mise à jour de système de compétences?
How do I get started on
Attention.
this, right? We started working on this such a long time ago.
Oh, attendez, ça commence à me parler, ça.
Something we've internally called the perk description overhaul, which is just a colossal undertaking, really. It's like all 300 perks descriptions.
Ils vont changer le système de perks?
Rewritten, from scratch. A lot of people have worked on this. Like, obviously, I'm sitting here presenting this. I'm very grateful for it, and Diego is here too. But there were a lot of people whose hands and minds worked on this. So yeah, we took it up on ourselves, I suppose, to rewrite all of the perks descriptions. And just to clarify here, this description overhaul does not change the gameplay. So there may be other changes, but this rewriting the descriptions did not change the way they play. So yeah, like I said, we started working on this a very long time ago because when you read the descriptions, they were really, it felt like it aged a little bit, right?
And even saying rewriting it is kind of underselling it. Like when you see what we actually did, it's a
yeah, absolutely.
It's a good update. So let's dive in here.
Yeah, absolutely. So the goal that I always had in mind was to shorten and modernize all perk descriptions. I wanted to do this because obviously DBD is like a 10-year-old game, right? And at this point, when we started writing, we had a different goal in mind. And this has changed over time and with all the content that we added. So when I looked at the perk description and what the people were saying, that they had a hard time understanding, they had to explain it to their friends. So we wanted to reduce the length so that, it's just shorter, to the point, right? Using...
S'il vous plaît, changez ma vie, messieurs le développeur. Changez ma vie, s'il vous plaît.
What we say, like modern player-facing language, which is what, as much as possible what the players are using, and also doing it a consistency pass so that all the descriptions kind of look and feel the same, and also try to set up the path, you know, pave the way for the future, if I can say that. So here's a look at old Lithe. You probably like this one. It has like a, maybe there's like
Donc ça, c'est souple.
there are like memories of, you know, that's the way you look at Lithe. And this is the new Lithe.
Oh. Oh. Attendez, mais je vais pleurer. Excusez-moi. On passe de ça, qui est horrible, hein, à ça. Oh.
Really, it's just a lot shorter. And maybe at the bottom you can notice this little thing.
J'en chiale.
Extra info. So let's just imagine you have a mouse now, and you could just like hit mouse 2 here. So this is a new feature, and yeah, why don't Diego?
Oh, sure.
You want to say something about it?
Yeah, thank you. Sure, yeah, this is part of the whole effort we have been doing with Thomas. And what we wanted to do is to also not only make perks easier to understand when reading them, but also provide a way for you to learn what are we talking about when presenting the perks, and remember that too. So we had the issue that multiple effects were described, as we're going to show, but you kind of needed to know what they were, ask someone, or just go blind into the match and somehow learn what exhausted was. So now we're going to allow you, when there is starting with status effects for now, when there is a status effect mentioned in a perk, for you to, with a single click, have a reminder of what that is all about.
Yeah, and this saves a lot of space, as you'll be able to see in a very short moment. But I also want to say one of the other things I think it's really important that we added was now whenever, instead of saying active ability button 1 or 2, you know, everybody liked that, right? But instead of saying that, it'll display the key that you've mapped to it. So
Dieu merci,
there's still only ability button 1 and 2, but if you bind it to E, it's going to say E instead. And if you bind it to F or whichever other key you would like to bind it to, this is what's going to appear. So this is live now.
Oh, c'est beau.
If you show the extra info, it's going to show these little 2 status effect reminders. And
people are spamming E in chat.
That's amazing. But emphasis that is if you display it. So just for people to know, when you see the tooltip, the extra info is not going to be displayed. You choose to do it, so we're trying not to be invasive or noisy.
Yeah, but this has allowed us to shorten a lot of the descriptions because a lot of them had, a lot of the text was just reminders that we were manually entering. So that is live, and of course...
To be clear, that is live, not live.
Non mais ça par exemple, voilà, ça c'est intankable, tu vois. Ça c'est intankable en vrai.
Oh, we're almost there?
Man, you got
I
me.
just want people to know that.
You got me. So this little show and tell, I brought a few examples here so that we could look at. This is Old Dark Devotion. It's pretty long when I look at it.
A little.
Yes, it's a little long.
My ADHD cannot handle it.
Can you tell me what it does, like without reading it?
It's for the plague.
Yeah, that's cool. This is new Dark Devotion.
Oh, c'est beau. Oh. Ça m'a ému carrément.
So it's a lot shorter.
Heck yes.
It uses the bullet points to really convey the information.
Oh, c'est beau.
The trigger or the condition, and then it says you gain undetectable, and then if you open the extra info, it shows what undetectable does.
Yeah. And people may be realizing that undetectable is right in this kind of like teal color, cyan.
Yes.
That's also because what we're doing is to present now the status effect when they are positive to the roll itself. We're going to show with this more positive color and leave the orange now, not red even, as to say this is something that's a negative effect to the player. That's why undetectable is in this color.
Fleuron. Je déclare le 20 février un jour férié.
Yeah, absolutely.
C'est vrai, on n'en a pas assez en plus. Il nous en faut plus.
The next one, background player, there are a lot of colors here. And there is a logic to that color. I don't know if I should get into it for time's sake, but there used to be a lot of colors in a perk's description, and it used to mean a lot of different things. So if you look at the new background player, you'll see only the status effects highlighted in the proper colors, always the same colors, and the other numbers are just bolded here. I think it reads a lot clearer.
The icons too are super helpful.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot about that. We also have the
We have seen it so many times that we just forget.
Vivement le PTB. Alors je sais pas si ce sera dans le PTB ça, hein. C'est pas du tout ce qui est dit, je pense pas. Hein. C'est juste qu'il montre de quoi, sur quoi il bosse en fait.
Probably one of our longest, if not
Je sais pas ça encore.
I guess I'm to blame for that one. So Noed is now, I can't read it, it's too small.
Ah, c'est beau.
It's so short that, it's a lot shorter. Noed, I think, has a very simple gameplay, right? When all generators are completed, the totem ignites, and you gain these effects, and then there's an additional effect. This should take like 3 or 4 lines, and that's what it does. So that was part of the undertaking. And last but not least, Dead Hard, everyone's favorite
Never heard
perk.
of it.
Seigneur.
Dead Hard.
I have suffered it. As a killer main, I have suffered this one.
Yeah. So Dead Hard had a very long description, and now it's a lot shorter.
You could say that's dead easy to read. Huh?
You could say that? Yeah,
could.
absolutely.
Probably
yeah.
should.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably
Very simple. Because Dead Hard again is a very simple perk. You meet the condition, you get this prompt, you activate it, you gain these effects, and that's it. It doesn't need to have.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Tu as des sous-titres, Froggy.
To have all of these extra text.
Si jamais ça peut
these are all
t'aider.
my examples.
Heck yeah. You have one more slide, I think.
Do I?
Yep.
I do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I forgot that. Yeah. So, so I guess this wasn't a one-size-fits-all solution. I always say that overall it should be 95% better. We couldn't apply the rule to everything equally. I think most of the perks we've cut a lot of text, so it's a lot shorter, a lot easier.
Attends, mais du coup, ça arrive quand, ça? Ils l'ont dit? Je
May
sais
look
plus.
different, and I think there's going to be some time to
J'ai pas fait
adapt
attention,
to this,
peut-être.
and,
For sure.
Yeah, hopefully everyone
For
will
sure.
enjoy this update and look for more
For sure.
improvements like this in the future. This was a lot of clerical work.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking, but people in chat are definitely appreciating it. I think this is a great example of what actual quality of life improvements are. So that's
Right, I'm glad to
being
hear it.
appreciated.
Yeah, and I guess we look forward to the players' feedback because we are not
Ça, c'est
we
cool.
are not gods.
Félicien.
We have done our best, right?
Think for yourself.
We've done our best to improve this, but the players see this every day.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will have feedback, and we will be improving
We'll be
this
there
as
listening.
we go on. Yeah, absolutely.
We're not done. We got questions for you, Thomas.
Yes.
From Grilled Ches 96. Are the character quotes and lore text still going to be included in the perk descriptions?
Yes, absolutely. So the quotes are still at the bottom. We've seen them. Can I go back with this?
You can.
Yeah, absolutely. I can go back.
There you go.
So if you look at Dead Hard, you'll see in this kind of like beige, this off-white beige, the quote is still there, but that's a very good point.
Ça va
I
pas,
forgot to
Froggy?
mention that the
Il faut se ressaisir des fois. C'est quoi ce genre de message là? Mais ça va pas ou quoi?
what we used to call the intro flavor text. So there used
What
to be
the fuck?
lines of flavor before the perk description.
Eh, détendez-vous le
that
fion,
has
hein.
been cut, and this has allowed us to save a lot of space to bring you the action, bring you the explanation of what the perk does first, and then the flavor text goes after to give you a little bit of context and everything. But we don't.
Si tu ne comprends pas ce qui se passe, juste prends le temps de comprendre ce que tu regardes en fait. Enfin, c'est bon. C'est quoi ces messages de zinglés quoi?
Disorient the players
What the
reading by
fuck?
putting a flavor quote at the start anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely.
Streamlined.
Oh, je suis abattu.
And I wanted to give a quick mention. There is an amazing Twitch extension that the community made that helps you see perks when you're watching people playing the game. We want to, if you're watching, otherwise we'll reach out. Want to let you know we're happy to help update those on your side.
C'est mignon, Sonny, c'est mignon.
Extension can match what are in the game, so we don't want to leave you hanging there.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't mention it, but I think, Diego, this appears in every instance of where you would see the perk, right?
Exactly.
This tooltip.
The extended one, and the only exception that we're having right now is the Trend Secret.
Yes, that is true.
Because
yeah.
we have been evaluating different things. So that's why we decided for now to take our first step without the Trend Secrets. But everywhere else, so if you're on the lobby, you're on the match details, you can check that out.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're not done. Diego has brought some goodies as well. So if you want to hand over the clicker.
Il y a plus, il y a plus. Mais du coup, il y a pas. Ils nous ont pas dit quand ça arriverait
You
ça.
got for us, Diego.
Ou alors
Last
j'ai pas
time
fait
you were
gaffe.
here, you brought us the scratch marks that people enjoyed.
Yeah.
Wow, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Today I want to talk
Oh. Attendez, il parle des auras? Non, c'est des menteurs.
about auras.
Attendez. Attendez, parce que là, je suis très sérieux là.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Là, je deviens fou.
subject because we know that our game currently has a lot of different colors, a lot of different auras, and it has been something that has been added and organically evolved over time. Again, as Thomas said, we're almost 10 years as a game, so we are seeing how things were added for the best for gameplay. Currently, we have decided to start rethinking about the auras to meet the players' better experience, so to better understand the game.
Ils sont inarrêtables.
So all UX related. Plus, seeing how the new art vision for the game could fit the game in the sense like, what are the colors that we really want to present, to show DBD as this multiplayer horror game that we have. So it's the artistic vision and how that goes through UX to also match gameplay needs. So we also know that with the current situation, we have cases where color perception being reduced or different. Auras are super hard to see. Even for us on the farm, at least I speak for myself.
Non mais pitié, les lectures d'aura en killer, j'ai envie de péter un boulon. Tout est dégueulasse, quoi. Et je parle vraiment de l'expérience killer. Je trouve qu'en survie, ça reste... C'est lisible, quoi, j'ai envie de te dire. Mais en killer, je deviens fou. Tout est de la même couleur, tout est horrible.
When I'm trying to get at the survivors, it's sometimes harder. So, bear with me. We are doing changes here. And again, we want to have this unified look, and because of the same thing, we are working now with a new system on how do we treat and use auras in DBD. And because of this, you are going to start seeing some differences. First of all,
ils ont changé la couleur des survivants. Attendez. Oh, on va pouvoir changer.
the color of auras are going to be the same, regardless if you are a killer or a survivor. You're going to see the same color for the same type of object entity. And thus, we are going to go and say, let's show the survivors in their color, as usually they are in the bluish color. I added there by default. I'll talk about that. So they will appear by default. There are going to be some changes. So for instance, we want all killer objects, as they are, most of them, shown in the white area. White color.
Non, le by default, ça veut dire qu'on va pouvoir changer l'excès. Il est bleu par défaut, ce qui veut dire que tu vas avoir des choix.
So, for people that are used with Trickster or Hunters to see the hatchets, the knives on the lockers in this yellowish color, well, we'll have to get used to the first day to say, oh, it's white now. So, that's one thing.
Oh, c'est beau.
And
non mais ça voilà, ça c'est dégueulasse, ça c'est non. Ignoble cacaboudin ça. Horrible. Regardez ça là. Ah.
You might need a click from Mandy over there.
Can you help me with that, Mandy, please?
There it is.
Now you're going to go
ah oui.
be able to go to
oh, messieurs dames. On peut tout changer. Oh. Killer, survivant, les crochets, les générateurs, les crochets, les palettes et les fenêtres. Oh là là, je suis ému.
Outside the match or inside the match doesn't matter for you to.
Oh, je suis ému. Oh là 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 là.
Change things to fit better the experience you want to have as a player. No matter if you're a survivor or a killer, you are going to be able to start tweaking some aura colors.
Tout nu, allez, tout nu le streamer, c'est parti.
Set of them, so the ones we think are most important for us to start testing and to leave on your hands to test and to empower yourself with, being survivors, killers, hooks, palette, windows.
Oh là là, putain, j'ai envie de pleurer.
Yes, please, Mandy. We have another video coming though. So that was more like it is. So you go there, and you can see, by the way, that the color palette has way more colors than the scratch marks.
Yes.
So they are different. They may evolve from here to PTV and release, but we are trying to provide the colors that, again, match what DVD is, but also what players need for the best experience while playing.
c'est beau.
And I have here another
Non mais ça
example.
c'est ça voilà. Ça en killer, trouve l'aura du survivant là. Bon chance hein.
So, when carrying a
Allez, hein.
survivor, you can see so many red stuff.
Intankable,
So,
ça,
You
hein.
can play the video. You will see that someone could say like, you know what, generators.
Elle est misérable l'expérience killer à ce niveau-là.
Go and say, hey, give me cyan or something like that meant. Again, colors to be maybe revised.
Oui, Charlie.
Dope as hell. Dope
C'est
as
clair.
hell. And I have to commend you, Diego, for essentially trolling the entire chat.
Why
in the
not?
way that you rolled this out. For the first half, they're like, oh, okay, but why can't I change my own colors? And then
And
bam,
then
you
boom.
dropped it on them.
Yeah.
You are a bamboozler.
I like to create a narrative, even if it backfires from time to time.
I don't know if it's your intent. but
C'est ça, Sirth,
It's
exactement.
an emotional roller coaster.
Nice. So, just to close, we are going to keep improving this. You can see there at the right side that we are also adding tooltips for you to preview the color. So you don't need to be.
Oh,
opening
let's
the
go.
settings
C'est
and
trop
closing
bien.
seeing how it is. It's
C'est
going to
trop
be
bien.
a preview that it's very close to how you should be seeing the color in the game. We did it for scratch marks, we prepared, so of course it was the moment to do it for auras. So we are going to see both of those things together coming in the next
Ah, c'est
update.
formidable.
We are going to be also adding new auras as we test and refine the system and hear your feedback. It's super important for us to hear your feedback.
La prochaine update présentée, c'est la bulle d'info.
Deliver as constructively possible.
C'est pas bien ce que tu fais, Excès.
Remember that
C'est
the
pas bien.
choices have been made for consistent and clearer rules, meaning that, again, something are going to change. Hatchets are not going to be yellow by default, but we think this is going to allow us to go forward, to unify the artistic direction of this, and to empower you now with a system that allows you to customize the color of the auras.
And I like that. I think people keep in mind, like you just said, this is not a ship it and we're done, we're going to walk away. There's iterations on this planned, and we do want to hear what people are thinking. So,
Exactly.
a great
Oh,
way
c'est
to
formidable.
approach it.
Quoi d'autre Plus.
We have another question from chat. Will there be a red stain color change option for survivors?
So the red stain is something that we have in our radar. I cannot confirm nor deny that we're working on it. But what I would say is that we have heard that the red stain is something that would be good for us to visit, to evaluate.
Il parle de la marque rouge du killer, vous savez, de pouvoir le changer. Ils disent travailler dessus en gros.
Fairly, he will say, as valuable to ask ourselves things like the red stain or other elements. Can we provide some tools for players to customize the experience and perhaps change the color?
Perhaps.
We will see.
It is funny that one I remember asking about. It's much more complicated tech-wise than I ever would have imagined.
Well, we can always get surprised on like how complicated things can be. And I must say, it has been a very, very big effort too. Like as Thomas mentioned for the bird description, this has been giant. So our team, the programmers, artists, UI, all of them has really put their energy and love into this feature. So I hope the players love it too, and remember that we're going to keep improving it.
Heck yeah. Well, I do have to keep us rolling because, again, the show is not over. So thank you so much, guys. This was a great segment, very fun to do with you.
Ok, on skip.
We have more updates coming.
Donc ça, c'était pour la qualité de vie. Maintenant, on va aller sur Killer Update. Non mais attendez, mais qu'est-ce qu'ils envoient là? What the fuck?
Hi, welcome back.
Hello.
So with me today, now what we're going to talk about, Nick?
Il a l'air si heureux, lui.
Our game designer.
Things, stuff. Yeah.
Maybe stuff to do with, I don't know, killer?
Yeah, we are going to talk about Killer Actions Update because we're updating the language. Oh, I'm in control of the slides.
Yeah, no. I'm scared, people.
Wow. Qu'est-ce qui se passe là? Attendez. Putain.
Hello. So yes, no, I'm going to go back.
Whoa.
But yes, so as Thomas was mentioning earlier in the stream, we had a really great opportunity to update Killer Actions language in the 9.5 update, and we decided to standardize a lot of inconsistencies that we saw across the game for many, many years. So if
Putain, mais ils font un travail de fond sur le jeu, là, auquel je m'attendais pas forcément. Là, tout l'aspect changer les perks, là, ils vont changer encore le vocabulaire utilisé, machin. C'est un truc sur la compréhension de ton jeu. C'est ultra important, quoi.
You know that we previously did not distinguish between basic and special attacks.
Yeah.
And for certain interactions between perks and killer powers, we had to introduce that notion. Well, we are here today, and we are here to tell you that we've also expanded on that terminology. So coming in 9.5, as part of the accompanying the perk descriptions update, you're going to see across powers, killer power add-ons, and perks, the introduction of new killer words. So we're going to start distinguishing between basic killer actions and special killer actions. So as you can see on screen right now, we have going to be doing the distinction between basic and special breaks, basic
Ah, c'est de la terminologie pure, quoi.
Okay. And when relating to generators, we're going to have the damage generator action, and then the new concept we're going to introduce, we're going to be like codifying is generator explosion. I think that, you know, basic and special breaks and vaults, pretty self-explanatory. Basic is when any killer can just do the standard action. But then when it's a special action, it means that it's a special ability
pour les 4 mois.
that's
Merci
unique
beaucoup.
to them, that's granted to them by their power. So for example, any killer can break a pallet, but then the cannibal or hillbilly will special break pallets with their chainsaws.
D'accord, je comprends.
You know, any killer can vault a window, but some killers like Legion can both fast vault windows and drop pallets with their power. And then every killer, you know, damages a generator by hitting it, but then only specific killers like the Knight can damage them with their power, or on occasion with add-ons like the first, where that add-on where Undergate just makes everything blow up.
Stop you there. What about perks? Because turn back the clock.
Yes, exactly. So turn back the clock, which
Parle de
was
remonter le
introduced
temps.
in the previous update,
La compétence.
it would be considered a generator explosion.
Okay, so it puts that distinction there.
Donc en fait, tout ça pour amener au fait que le spectre va perdre son habilité, à mon avis, avec son add-on, c'est ça? Ah, c'est nul. En vrai, c'est dommage.
The ability to do something remotely or via distance as a generator explosion. We took that explosion because, well, previously a lot of perks said generator explodes, and we were like, if it's, and the imagery was pretty consistent, and we were like, I think most people will understand that when they say that. Yeah. So I have a list of examples to give today. Oh, sorry.
Take it off.
Attendez.
To specify now that this is the intended.
Donc, en gros, il rajoute dans les descriptions des trucs qui te disent qu'il est capable de faire ça.
Behavior
Okay.
that we have. Now moving on to Special Vault, we can see the Iridescent Button add-on for the Legion, which, you know, famously a very powerful moment in Dead by Daylight.
Putain, mais ça veut dire que par exemple, est-ce que Légion, avec son pouvoir, va pouvoir farmer. Vous savez, l'accessoire irisé de Légion, pardon, c'est un accessoire qui permet de casser les palettes en passant dessus. D'accord ? Et il y a une compétence qui s'appelle Fureur de l'esprit, qui fait que si tu casses 2 palettes, elle est chargée. Mais du coup, là, ce qu'ils sont en train de spécifier, c'est qu'ils vont ramener du vocabulaire précis. Donc, est-ce qu'ils vont séparer le fait de casser les palettes normalement et le fait de casser les palettes avec le pouvoir du killer ? Et dans ce cas, est-ce que Fureur de l'esprit, c'est uniquement lorsque tu casses les palettes et pas lorsque tu casses les palettes avec le pouvoir du killer? Spoiler, j'aimerais beaucoup que ce soit le cas, hein, que ce soit séparé.
Legion are like, and then you see them in frenzy, and then they vault, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah, and then
to
you
move.
don't want to drop a pallet
Well,
again.
now, and then you're wondering, how does this work with other things in the game? Well, now we'll tell you, because when Legion special vaults, he special break. Well, they special break.
Donc c'est ça. En gros, ce qu'il est en train d'expliquer, c'est qu'ils vont faire une séparation entre les trucs de base et les trucs spéciaux. Ce qui fait que Légion, probablement, ne pourra plus farmer son fureur de l'esprit avec la donne irisée.
The palette. Another example, alert for the example on a survivor perk. It was always a bit iffy of like, what triggered alert at the right time? What is supposed to be a break? Well,
And that's
now
confusing for newer players. I know, like, people who've played it for many years, we've got thousands of hours, we kind of know automatically. But the newer players, the players who are just coming in, until you've got hundreds of hours in the game, you won't have got it. And we saw it a lot with Chaos Shuffle when people were having perks that they don't normally use. They're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that perk did that on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ouais, ils
Because
vont probablement
now,
changer le truc du spectre du coup.
we're 9 years
Ce qui est un peu,
on,
je le répète, c'est un peu
we
dommage
have
en vrai.
interactions across hundreds of perks, add-ons, powers. It's so pervasive that we just had to we took the opportunity that the perks update introduced to us, and we ran with it. And yeah, just gonna keep moving on. Generator explosion. Now you can see that Surge specifies that generators will explode, they won't be damaged, they just will explode, and then they will start regressing.
Non mais regardez par contre juste la taille de... c'est quoi c'est sur tension à gauche. Le paquet de texte que t'as. Maintenant ce qu'on va avoir, genre vraiment, c'est incroyable en vrai.
Generator explosions is, depending on the perk's effect, a generator explosion does not always trigger the regression state of a generator. That's up to how the power or the perk is designed. So when we say if something will start regressing or not, it'll be disclosed specifically.
And does that change the functionality of any of these things?
No. So this is
ça ma
very
pie, je pense.
important as well. Similar to perks, all of the text updates that you will see are text only. We have not modified the current behavior from perks on 9.5 PTB. So if you see a difference, if you find a bug or you flag an inconsistency, you can always tell us on the team and we will investigate and get back.
Donc là sur le PTB c'est juste l'aspect textuel.
And the work it causes for us on Dead by Daylight.
Il n'y a pas encore le travail au niveau in-game.
Is now that we have consistent language, it just also is easier for us to talk together, both developers together, but also between players and players and developers. Ultimately, what we want is to everyone to understand, like, wait, this effect is supposed to trigger or not. But then you can also, talk about it together. Maybe some things should trigger off basic or special vaults. I think that will just help everyone understand.
Donc pour l'instant, ça va rien toucher, mais ils mettent en place ça pour y toucher.
And lastly,
en gros.
one little example which kind of started this whole journey on us is, well, DBD players know what Spirit Fury does, but it was always particularly obtuse to figure out how do you activate Spirit Fury? And well, now it's pretty clear. I'm sorry. It's, it's basic breaks only. And also, if you notice, there's an exception at the end of the description of Spirit Fury when it says, the palette is destroyed. That is to specify that nothing is supposed to, allegedly, synergize with the specific effect. Because again, Spirit Fury doesn't basic break or special break a palette, it's destroyed because we want to, make sure that our complexity kind of caps off after a point. Because if you play certain games, sometimes infinites happen, and we have to be careful because we don't want those happening in a real-time live game environment. So that's a bit of a detail that I wanted to bring today. That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions? Yes. I can't read it because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh.
So will the special gen break still count towards the...
Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
Wow, Rick. He does that a lot.
I'm so sorry.
What was the end of the question?
Yes, I'll reformulate really quickly. Will the special generator break still count towards the max limit? The answer is yes. So damaging generators and generator explosions still count to the maximum limit of the 3-gen system.
Booba qui va devoir mettre des coups de pied dans les palettes comme tout le monde. Non, non. Sauf s'il veut farmer Fureur de l'Esprit. C'est juste ça le catch en fait. C'est juste de dire telle interaction fonctionne avec ça, telle interaction ne fonctionne pas avec ça, c'est tout. Mais Booba peut toujours casser les palettes avec sa tronçonneuse, c'est pas ça le débat. C'est de savoir si le fait de casser avec sa tronçonneuse va fonctionner avec telle compétence.
Yeah. Your fault for getting down so fast.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see how people use the new language and how that will foster communication. And again, if you have feedback, similar to the perk update, it'll be on the PTB and you can give us feedback.
Yeah, our forums, Discord, Reddit, we're ready for the PTB. Any bugs that you might find, please head over to Beta Hub and report them as you find them.
Yes.
That would be great.
Nothing would make me happier. So we have another update after this. Yeah.
And this is
Quoi de plus?
Survivor item.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the fog vial. So last summer we introduced our first DBD item, and in this PTB we've provided an update to the fog vial item, as you can see on screen. It is now we've really worked hard on the consistency.
Ah, donc en gros, à l'extérieur de la bulle, tu vois rien, mais une fois que t'es dedans, tu vois un peu, quoi.
Making sure that the power and the obfuscation sort of design is now more consistent. Because
en vrai, ça fait du sens. D'un point de vue gameplay, je veux dire.
Last year, it's because we discovered, unfortunately, that the famous cooldown and reduction to 2 charges was because we realized that it was either very useful in some realms while also not useless at all in some other realms. So with this update, we're really happy to reintroduce the items and see how survivors experiment. We've fully rebuilt the VFX system. It should be now always consistent in color and functionality on every realm.
Perfect, because that was one of the biggest issues, wasn't it? It was so different from map to map.
Yeah, and as you can see on screen as well, I'm going to switch to the survivor. Nope, that just resets the video. There you go.
Ouais, c'est beaucoup de travail, ça, le QG, j'avoue.
From the outside, it is now always perfectly opaque.
Sachant le nombre de perks.
Well, not perfectly, but it is now it's clear when you're in the fog cloud and when you're out of the fog cloud. So because before that,
c'est logique en vrai.
Consistency, it was hard to sort of understand the boundaries of the fog cloud.
Okay.
So now it should be much better. And also as an additional feature in this update, we've made sure that essential auras are now always featured on the survivor side. So notably before that, it blocked all auras indiscriminately. Now, if you don't have line of sight on a downed or a hooked survivor, you'll see their auras. Though if you see a hook, but little nuance, if a hook survivor is directly within line of sight of you, but inside the fog cloud, you won't see their aura. You can You'll still know they're in there, but if you go look through a wall, then you'll see, survivor's on the hook.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're really excited to see how people use the new and improved fog cloud. We've added more charges.
Ils ont donné plus de charges, cool.
So now we're all rarities of fog vials are up from 2 to 4. The cooldown has not changed, and we're really happy to see what people are doing with it. We think that now it's definitely a great strategic item to help prevent chases. Because you can use if you know that the killer has spotted you and is trying to get in range to start chasing you, it's very useful to just activate a fog vial and then try to be evasive while your aura reading is blocked, while you're doing less sound, while your scratch marks are being suppressed, because then you can then like surprise them or hide. But it is like also, you know, because if you've seen on the video on screen, when you're in the fog, if the killer follows you into the fog cloud, they still just might find you.
Yeah.
So yes, if the killer just surprises you.
Do they lose chase in the fog vial?
No, should not.
That's an important one.
Yep. And here we're
Oh,
going to
Seigneur.
go rapid fire, but you can see on the Forsaken boneyard, it's, you know, it looks like the fog vial. On the Yamaoka Estate realm, also looks the same. And now on the Withered Isle as well, you can see it blocks the house. So
It's perfect.
I'm really looking forward to see how people feel about it and get to play with it. And now, it's the big one.
Is it
Ah,
the big
il
one?
en reste des
It's the big
trucs.
one.
Do we have time?
I sure hope we do.
Go on, we'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
on.
Yeah, there's something happening in the next PTB, and
Putain, je l'avais pré-shot, j'en étais sûr. J'en étais sûr. Rework du Trickster du coup.
You're
Yeah.
excited about this one.
a little bit. It's been on my
We all
mind
are.
for a couple of months now.
Faites-en un truc cool, je vous en supplie. Pitié. Behavior, s'il vous plaît.
Now. So in
S'il
this
vous plaît.
update, we really wanted to focus and see and take into account the feedback from Trickster from the previous update in 7.4. And we really wanted to focus on Trickster's ranged identity. For killers, we really wanted to make sure that we celebrated accuracy with blades, managing blades, more rewarding shots, and like really make sure that we reward skill expression with an updated, surfaced, visible style rank system. You'll see more in the next few slides.
Vite,
but
vite,
we've
vite,
worked
je veux
really
savoir.
hard, everyone, to make sure that Trickster now has a visible style rank combo system. That's coming to Dead by Daylight. And for survivors, we also tried to make sure that while versing against Trickster now, they are better rewarded for learning how to dodge blades and forcing Trickster to reload and, you know, dodging blades enough so that laceration decays.
Attendez, ça m'intéresse de fou.
That, like, it's more fun to,
Il
like,
parle de combo et tout. Oula,
just,
attends.
you know,
To
be in
counterplay
chase.
and
Yeah.
things, yeah.
And also importantly, you know, because sometimes we get this identity a little bit mixed up, we consider this an update. It's not a rework. He's still throwing blades. He still has main event. But it is like a big pass on his gameplay, his add-ons. It's not any different. If you, for example, internally, we consider what we did last year to the Nightmare to be a rework because he had an entirely different power set that combined two previous locked abilities, and he just played very differently because of he could swap like powers.
Yeah.
So yeah, we really wanted to this time around reach the K-pop fantasy that.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
on.
So, coming in the PTB, you
Ouais, il se passe des
will
choses.
have a brand new style rank HUD element that tracks your style in the game. It's always present on the top portion of your screen, and you will see your style ranks evolve in real time.
Quoi?
This
C'est-à-dire?
is exclusive to killer only. Survivors don't have access to that information. And as you can see in the lower left corner, we have reduced his blade count a little bit as part of the balancing. You can play with that on the PTB, but also there's now a dedicated button for main event when it becomes active.
Ah, c'est bien ça.
Yeah. So just a little bit of history of Trickster combo systems. Originally in 4.6, it
Long time back.
is 2021. Hey, it was hidden, it was not visible, and it only helped basically reward you for playing
catch vite fait.
smartly with more blood points. In 7.4, now you know, playing well and hitting your blades successfully would help you like sort of empower your main event.
Yeah.
Now in 9.5, it's finally visible. It feedbacks how you're playing in more or less real time. It accounts for a bunch of different gameplay events that is related to blade throwing, but also what actions you do in the game. And also, style ranks now all improve Trickster's blade throw rate. So the better, higher style rank you are, the faster you can throw blades. And you can also reload faster. So that particular moment of downtime, if you're skillful enough, it becomes much less painless and like allows you to even reload in chase.
So the speed part of
Quoi?
Maiden.
Yeah, so now it's built in. Yep. And basically, it's like now
Ils font des trucs, je trouve, très très ambitieux hein, sur leur jeu maintenant.
Show it to you. And as you can see, style ranks from E to S.
Pardon, je cache encore,
You start
fichier.
at E, and then each time you go up in rank, you start a combo timer. And the goal is to always be accumulating style points. So you're going up in rank, or at the very least, refreshing your timer.
Okay, cool. And what you said something about in-game actions. What in-game actions count?
Ooh, well, we are going to have the full amount of details on the PTB patch notes, but it's about roughly a little less than a dozen actions.
Okay.
So for example,
Food Trickster Mains is going to have fun with that.
I sure hope so. And
Super.
yeah, so here's our first demonstration of what a style point is. As you can see in the demo video, the Trickster is picking a target, and then he is going to throw a blade, and as you can see, that was the first hit, and the Trickster gained a style point. As you can see, he went up, he got 1 style point in E rank, and went up to half of E rank. Each style rank has a different amount of points to increase, and basically it's by chaining actions that you go up in style ranks.
Do they decay at all?
Yeah, so basically if you do not gain a style point periodically, you will decay from rank. So you'll go, for example, from C rank to D rank back to E rank.
Okay.
So if you have a hard time engaging with finding survivors, stuff like that, unfortunately, your style rank will go down.
C'est un peu dommage en vrai, mais ok.
Example on screen of style ranks, as you can see.
C'est cool.
Trickster is damaging Yunjin, got a style points for injury, got a style point for breaking a pallet.
Oh, mais ça font. Oh, mais c'est incroyable en vrai.
Point for injuring another survivor again, but not for doing the same action twice in a row. This is
okay.
So that's a subtlety. We consider a combo doing different actions back to back. So that's
c'est pas si simple ça.
So for players who really want to main Trickster, learning how to weave your actions, blade throw, injury, breaking a pallet, breaking a wall, I think that's going to make interacting with maps an entirely new
mais c'est pas si évident, il est marrant lui.
In parlance. And so now you're interacting with a lot of interactions you do with a map.
En vrai, ça m'intéresse, hein, je suis ultra intrigué.
Yeah. And also, maybe some people are asking, what about main event? Well, we're getting to that, but then we need to talk about S rank. So when you reach S rank, Trickster gains maximum throw rate, reveals survivors with killer instinct.
Oh, c'est trop bien.
And then gain access to main event. So, and at S rank, you have 66 seconds to basically go super intense on survivors and find them.
So you've kept the theme.
Le visuel là, je trouve ça trop stylé.
Yeah. Well, also killer instinct. You reveal survivors with killer instinct for 4.4 seconds.
Okay. I was going to say, is that 66 seconds?
We had to keep 44 somewhere.
You have to have 44 in.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So and yeah, well, you're in S rank, you're at your strongest sense, and you reload lockers faster. And also, importantly, lacerations will decay slower.
Okay, so
if you lacerate survivors at range, you can, for the duration of main event, kind of leave them be for a little while. You can stockpile lacerations and manage more survivors that way.
Yeah, it makes it a bit more tactical.
Yeah, and we also improved main event. Now, main event, when you activate main event, you cash in your S rank, but then when you hit survivors in main event, you basically refund style points at the end. So now, as you can see on the video, you've gained S rank, and Trickster activates main event.
Oh, c'est cool, ils ont changé l'animation.
And then you're hitting blades with survivors.
Oh, c'est trop stylé.
Each blade triggers a bonus point, and when you're in fatigue, you get back your style ranks. So
Oh, putain, c'est trop cool.
no, so you get now at S rank, a lot of options are open to you. Do I use S rank to stay consistently stronger for the entire duration, and then return to E rank?
Okay.
Because S rank is like a super mode. You
mode,
have to
yeah.
kind of, you know. But the question is, where and when do I get to use main event to hopefully refund my style ranks and keep the pressure going?
That makes sense. And
so
you
there's
can
a-
activate it
Ah, c'est
manually,
stylé.
choose when and where.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's like a lot of abilities now,
Yeah,
but choices to make with
definitely.
Trickster. Yeah, I believe.
It's fun. I love when he goes into main event.
Yeah, I mean, we've also, as you can see on screen, we've also like re-updated the laceration feedback on survivors. I think our team did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
Ah,
I'm
c'est trop
looking
bien.
forward to seeing what the feedback on this is
Yes,
going to be.
I'm excited.
It's
We've
been
had a lot of fun.
Like, style was known because in a previous stream, I think it was Jeff
Salut King
that
Pika,
had the
bonjour.
PowerPoint, and there was some letters that were highlighted, and so people figured out style was part of this. So I think they'd be pleased to see which way that developed.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It's the first time we've had a power like this in DBD.
We got some questions.
Great.
Do you want to read them? Because you can read them, I can't.
I have my glasses.
You have your glasses on, lend me them.
One of the questions we've had is, will the Trickster's add-on be reworked? Yes. I believe only 3 add-ons stayed the same.
Ok, il rework ses accessoires aussi.
Basically a full add-on rework as well. Yeah. Another question, will there be a sound cue for survivors once the Trickster reaches X rank? Yes, it will be heard map-wide. Because when the Trickster hits S rank, everybody needs to know.
Ok, cool.
He's at his most lethal. And also, we added a sound cue when you're in range of his main event.
All right, that's good.
So if you hear
there's
main
that
event...
is feedback to that sort of survivor
okay,
of
nice.
what is going on.
Yeah. Another question that we have is Yunjin getting anything as part of this update? So we've actually done a pass on certain original all-kill perks. So they will be shown on PTB. But yes, Trickster and Yunjin's perks are getting a pass to just help bring them more to modern DBD.
Okay, cool.
See what people think of Fast Track
Yes.
in this one. I think that one's going to
You're
be kind of
teasing.
interesting.
You're teasing. That's not fair.
I like to tease. So
Well, I'm
can't
excited
help
for
it.
the update to crowd control. I think it'll
know.
be.
Well, you're teasing even more now, aren't you?
Well, we're here for a reason.
So again, PTB Tuesday.
Mais attendez, mais il y a énormément de choses sur ce PTB. C'est incroyable.
This has been a lot of work involved in this, so I'm really excited to bring
Yeah,
this to you.
very proud of the
finally.
team.
Yeah.
It's like I've been told internally the style rank UI is the most complex UI element we've ever done on Dead by Daylight.
It doesn't surprise me. I've
looks
been in
great.
those conversations.
No,
yeah.
it looks great, and
Yeah.
I think people are gonna love the little attention to detail.
Yeah, it's
Et c'est là que je suis content d'avoir Trickster P100, messieurs, dames.
My pleasure.
Je vous le dis.
Here.
a lot to do in the last few months.
Yes, I've been busy.
Oh, ça va être
Hello,
incroyable.
PTB, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, let's go. Ça va être cool. Et maintenant, on a quoi? New map walkthrough. Ok, donc là, ça va être présentation de la map.
So welcome back. Thank you
Hello.
for staying. Hi. We have something now very new. And so I'd like to introduce Michael. Michael, would you like to say what you're
We saved the
doing?
best for last, what I wanted to say. Get hyped. You're going to love it.
Salut, Principe.
Oh, that's a perk thing. Save the best for last.
I know what I'm doing.
Can't TBD things with me.
Welcome.
Well, hello. My name's Michael. I'm a level artist, and I was the map owner for a new environment that we're going to have upcoming in DBD. So back in 2021, when we first released the Trickster, there was a lobby that went alongside him. And I know that a lot of players thought the environment was super cool and had a lot of potential. And so it is my great pleasure to finally reveal Dead by Daylight's newest map.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're excited for
And
this.
to
Oh, let's
We're
go.
going to switch over to
There we
the
go, the
power pool.
Trickster's Delusion.
Oh là là, mais visuellement, ça
Now, this map
claque.
also
Hein.
comes with its own realm called the Sleepless District. Upon first glance, this map could be the Trickster's ultimate fantasy.
Visuellement, ça claque. Hein.
Littered throughout the streets. There are posters of the trickster himself, scattered everywhere, plastered on all the walls. And there are even fireworks that can be triggered at some point during the trial.
Oh, that's cool.
A nice little surprise. But for players that inspect a little further, especially those that read Korean, I think they'll find that this construct serves more of a torturous reminder for the atrocities that Ji-woon
Ça va être quelque chose, messieurs, dames.
And how he can never escape them.
This is looking so cool.
Non mais regardez le visuel quoi.
The layout is static, similar to Raccoon City Police Station.
Okay.
We really wanted to use the structures and the landmarks to give a certain sense of directionality to this environment. This is something that I really tried to implement on the previous map that I did, which is the Ormond Lake Mine. And we wanted to help create like a layout that was fairly simple and easy to learn.
Non mais le mec est en train de dire comme ça hein, qu'il a bossé sur la mine du lac d'Ormont, qui est une de mes maps préférées. Et là, il est en train de te dire, ouais, j'ai aussi travaillé sur ce projet-là, tranquille. Mais gardez-le, lui, vous lui mettez des menottes et vous le gardez dans la cave. Vous le gardez dans la cave, là, et il fait toutes les maps. Vous le gardez, lui.
The map can actually be divided into 4 sections, and there's a main road that cuts right through.
Et le mec qui a fait Toba. On va te retrouver.
That both exit gates can be found on either end of this main road, and they do not change. So, in one corner of the map, I can explain there's the main building, which is the nightclub.
On a attendu combien d'années cette map? 5 ans.
We have the market and the park, which is a bit more of like a open area with a bit of greenery. In this market and park, players can find a very familiar building with a certain layout that has been themed to the environment. And finally, we have the high streets and the low streets. This kind of gives a preview.
Look at the colors.
That is amazing. That's a top down, yeah?
Yeah. And this kind of explains how things are organized.
Oh, ça c'est le plan de la map du coup. Le market, bon ça j'avais vu, hein, dans le trailer on pouvait voir ça un petit peu. Le market, le nightclub, high street et low street. Donc en fait, sur le principe, ça paraît être une map assez ok en termes de taille, je pense.
I love seeing something like that. That really helps when you're trying to learn a map, because like the hardest thing for a DBD player, when the first thing, new map, having to learn the layouts, that sort of thing, where there's a vault location, where there's pallets. So having it split like that, it just helps so much.
So the overall layout is fairly simple, but especially in the high and low streets, it can get very maze-like. You know, it's not to say that there aren't some maze-like elements.
Franchement, c'est quelque chose.
Some variation in the gameplay elements. You can find plenty of that. So we can start by looking at the nightclub.
Ah oui.
There's a coat check, there's a VIP bar and lounge, there's even a backstage area, and at the center is a very ominous looking
Oh là 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 là.
Dark and mysterious.
Une fosse à pogo.
There's also a spectacular light show accompanied by some music done by the trickster himself, but we'll let players discover that for themselves.
Oh.
In the market and park, it's a lot more open, as I've said previously. There are food trucks, market stalls, vendors' tables scattered all throughout. And we really wanted each section of this map to have its own sort of unique feel.
C'est stylé
the
de
border
fou.
walls of this market that surround the whole thing are done with a more sort of traditional style, you know, stone wall.
On voit des éléments de gameplay, on voit palette, on voit fenêtre, on voit générateur. Oh, c'est beau. Attends, ça c'est la cabane. Oh, on voit, c'est cool. Oh, c'est trop stylé.
It's so good. I remember when the team was starting this, the goal was like make the prettiest map possible, and kind of did that.
Yeah, so the market too. It's
c'est cool.
Nice contrast between.
Est-ce que ça va pas faire l'effet rue d'Haddonfield? Je pense pas. La rue a pas l'air trop grande. Haddonfield, c'est vraiment un fossé entre la maison sur ta droite et les autres maisons sur la gauche, et au milieu, une espèce d'énorme milieu où il y avait rien du tout.
we have the high streets. So here, you can find stores, restaurants, even a karaoke bar.
Et Dunfield me manque perso. Pas bon.
When I saw the karaoke, it was like I'm such a karaoke fan. I was like, it's like a gift from God.
Oh yes, we had a lot of
There's
fun
so many little details.
adding
in
these
this
cool
map.
little areas.
So many.
So yeah, the high streets are even paved with like special tile, and it's all blocked from vehicle access, so it's like a pedestrian-only area.
That's so cool.
These are some examples.
Ah, vraiment, l'ambiance, elle a l'air incroyable.
The interior of the stores. The overall ambience is a lot brighter and cleaner
Qu'est-ce que c'est
and
que ça?
livelier. Oh, this is Chuck, by the
We
way.
love
I
Chuck.
was gonna say, yeah, I can
We love
see
Chuck.
Chuck.
He's friendlier than he looks. So opposite,
Chuck.
yeah, opposite to the high streets are the low streets. So here, you can find some stores and restaurants as well, but there are also a few abandoned buildings, and the mood is a lot dingier and darker. So it was super important for us that these two districts have their own unique.
Alors, j'ai vu passer ça, pardon, sur le Discord du créateur programme. Cette marque-là, enfin, pardon, c'est un truc de l'or de geekos de merde. Hein. Ça, c'est une trace de l'inconnu.
Distinct identity, because again, they can feel pretty maze-like.
Yeah.
Et je sais pas à quel point dans le lore de DBD, sur de nombreuses maps, maintenant, il y a des traces de l'inconnu comme ça.
You can tell that as well from the images. There is that distinction there, so that's been really good. And I gotta say, I love on the PowerPoint that you've got in the top corner there, the highlighted area.
C'est juste marrant, voilà, c'est un petit point de
Yeah, that's a really great way to
truc
walk
con,
through
voilà.
this.
Really, really good. I love it.
Yeah, well, those two zones, especially like on either opposing corner, the high streets and low streets, they act as a nice foil to like the map's more sort of overall layout being a bit very simplistic and static, because you have all kinds of stores and alleyways, connecting and chaining together. And the level designer did a really cool job finding all kinds of ways to make some cool loops and ensure some interesting gameplay.
I think you've all done amazing on this. I'm really.
Oh là là, non mais regardez ça. Oh, sa mère.
So much.
Yeah.
Sa mère.
It's been a long time request.
Again, look at that in that shot right there. Look at that detail. There's so many.
Oh, c'est
little-
incroyable en
We
vrai.
actually have some in-game footage here.
Non mais au secours.
You can click.
Oh la dinguerie.
So for
Oh.
this map, we really wanted to blend the aspects of indoor and outdoor maps together. So there are many places.
Oh
to
là là
hide
là là
and
là là
stealthy,
là 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 là.
but there are also some open areas and large streets and alleyways for ranged killers or killers with dash powers. Again, like the way that all the stores are kind of intersecting, and we have the alleyways, cutting
Le fait qu'il y ait le trickster placardé partout, ça me fume.
through one another makes for some rather interesting gameplay.
The exegate.
Yeah, the
Ah, les portes de sortie, c'est le métro. C'est incroyable.
Really cool.
I love it.
Oh, c'est trop stylé.
So we knew that creating this type of environment would be a very tricky challenge
Oh,
because
c'est sublime.
basing it on the city of Seoul, its unique identity is so tied with visual clutter and constant
Oh là 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 là.
noise. And we knew that we had to make sure that the density of lights and colors still had to
Ils
be
ont
pretty
pété un
high
boulon.
to best represent the environment that we were depicting. But at the same time, this came with a bit of a cost. We recognized that it would hinder some of the players' capabilities for finding some gameplay objectives.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm happy to announce that we also created a. Oh, that's the same video.
Oh, ils mettent des petits indices visuels pour les gêner.
A new asset.
Ah, c'est bien
be
ça.
Paired with generators. It's a unique sign that will flicker and until the generator is complete. So hopefully this will allow players to kind of view it from a distance and be able to spot these.
Ça, c'est cool en vrai.
Oh, so it's not just in buildings, it's going to be generators that are on the outside as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Wow.
So we'll have them on in the front of certain buildings to indicate when generators are inside.
Okay.
But for the ones that are outside, we figured we might as well make this language consistent and just have them everywhere.
Mais je vais vouloir jouer tout le temps sur cette map en fait.
This is what
Oh,
we
c'est
see.
tellement cool. C'est tellement
I was
cool.
talking to Dork earlier about this because she captured a bunch of these shots earlier, and even this is apparently quite a creepy experience when even though you're escaping, it's a bit of a creepy, spooky subway experience.
You never quite know where you're going when you run through those exit gates.
With a killer chasing you.
here's some more
C'est trop bien.
footage.
Yeah, it's completely different, isn't it? Because that is so much more toned down with the lights and the lighting and the colors.
Yeah, so overall, it was pretty challenging working on this environment. It was super, super fun, though. It was a very fun challenge. Our environment team, you know, we're not the biggest, and we had to be very clever with how we modularized everything to fill the most space in the smallest amount of time. But we also wanted to keep, you know, areas unique enough to stand out as landmarks, because we didn't want it to be just one gigantic maze.
Yeah, having a landmark is really important. So you can find out where on the map you are when you're playing.
Trop stylé.
That. The shack.
That's right.
I'm just enraptured. I'm sorry. I should be filling the air here. There's Chuck again.
We just want Chuck.
C'est trop cool.
There's a second character similar to Chuck who actually is my favorite that I will not spoil.
I think
It's
I prefer
your
that one.
favorite?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
picked
oh, you might- oh.
favorites?
We're going to have a civil war between those two mascots.
I'm sorry, but you can't pick
Hello.
favorites.
Well, now we just showed it.
Secret spoiled.
Yeah, so there are a lot of cool Easter eggs and secrets kind of littered throughout this map. Some jump scares, maybe. I won't spoil too much. I think the players are going to have a really fun time exploring these and discovering these for themselves.
Oh, I'm definitely
Absolutely.
looking forward to seeing them finding the Easter eggs.
I'm
And
very...
seeing the posts on it and see who finds things first.
Exactly, yeah. I'm super proud of all the people.
Oh, c'est trop bien.
I think it turned out great. Audio, the VFX.
Non mais là c'est une masterclass ça.
The level
Ça c'est
design,
une
of course, the
masterclass.
lighting.
Ça.
All of it helped to come together and breathe so much life into this environment.
Yep.
And I think, yeah,
It's
players are going to have
incredible.
fun exploring and ducking and hiding and also stalking and chasing in this this new map, The
It
Trickster's
looks fun.
Delusion.
It looks fun and it suits him.
I like that name because it's basically like a hell of his own making, right? It's like, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, but he's being tortured by his past.
I love
We
a
got
bit
some
of the
questions.
Oh
First
le
one,
boulot qu'il y a
Richard
là-dedans.
Carter, 2021. How large is this map?
So, as I mentioned, it's 23 tiles, but this doesn't include the border fence. Usually, I think when we calculate the number of tiles and we
Yeah.
give that as a surface area, it's not including the border fence.
Which one? What map does that compare with? Do you know offhand? I'm trying to think.
I've been told it's on the smaller side,
Yeah.
but you know, there's no change in like elevation, like no secondary floors in this map.
Okay. that
Ouais, ils
helps,
disent
yeah.
bien que c'est une
But
map qui est assez
there are, like,
petite,
I
ce
know
qui est
that the
plutôt cool.
nightclub, because that mosh pit in the center is quite large, but you cannot access it. It's more of a, you know, a pit where you can go around the middle. That's a lot of unused gameplay space, and there is, you know, it's a pretty big building to kind of navigate, like go around, but there's a lot of gameplay elements and some cool loops dotted here and there.
It's going to be fun.
Okay, another one. I don't know if this is your realm so much, but from DJ Leader, will there be music?
There will be music in the club, but not at first.
Oh.
That's a good way of putting it. From Ravens AZ, what realm will this be part of?
So as I said, this is going to be a new realm, and it's going to be called the Sleepless District.
Heck yeah.
It's so cool.
And also, we did want to mention, this will be in PTB on Tuesday, so just
Tuesday.
a few days away. It's PTB, so we're still actually not shipped yet. So we're still doing optimization on the performance of it. As you might imagine, there's a lot going on in this map. So what you experience on the PTB won't be what you experience once it launches. There might be a little bit of performance work that's still being done for that the file that goes live on shipping day. So
you could have a little FPS drops here
Yeah.
and there and things like that, especially in the areas where there's highlighting, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
exactly.
Ok.
But this looks so good. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being on the
for having
stream,
me.
by the way.
Yes, thank you. First time on
I'm very
our stream.
excited.
And
Get to showcase this cool new environment that we did.
That's so cool. I'm
We're
really
super
excited to see
excited to have
people
you.
dive into it. Yeah. And this is, we're going to wrap it up. It's been
yeah,
Putain la vache, il y a tellement de
Thank
choses.
you for sticking with us today, folks, if you have. I know a lot of you have. Really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.
Merci à vous la team. Non mais attendez, il y a tellement de choses. Si on doit faire un résumé, il y a quoi déjà? Bon, il y a tout l'aspect grimoire là. Bon. Donc là, on a vu tout le taf qu'ils ont fait sur le killer du grimoire. On a des votes dans une semaine sur énormément de choses, donc ça c'est cool. Ils nous ont montré tout ce qui est changement de l'aspect des compétences. Beaucoup plus lisible, beaucoup plus compréhensible, donc ça c'est quand même quelque chose de plutôt fou. Ils nous ont montré les changements des auras. On peut retravailler et personnaliser les couleurs des lectures d'aura. Donc ça, c'est quand même incroyable aussi. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre? On a évidemment le rework de Trickster. Tout le nouveau vocabulaire autour de ce qui est action de base, action spécifique à des killers. Ah oui, la fiole de brume, le trickster et la map. En vrai, putain, c'est incroyable. Incroyable. Y'a rien à dire. Hein. C'est du beau boulot. Hein. On peut applaudir, messieurs, dames. On peut applaudir.
Si la vidéo t'a plu, n'hésite pas à t'abonner, à mettre un petit pouce vers le haut et à checker mes autres vidéos.